What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Monday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. We have two games on the main slate here tonight. We've had a lot of two-game slates consecutively here. As you know, as the playoffs wind down, we're gonna really only get these two-game slates and then single-game slates for the Eastern and Western Conference Finals. So we'll utilize these two-game slates as long as we can. This is the same slate we saw on Saturday. Donovan Mitchell missed shoot-around this morning with his calf, but it would be so shocking if he missed tonight. Jared Allen, he's questionable again. I'm gonna assume that he doesn't play tonight either way. That's the first game on the slate. So we'll get that news before lock. Regardless, doing a free Guru credit code in this video. I figured Monday, new week. We didn't have a great week last week. Let's get on the right note here and have a nice Monday. I'm going to do a code in my MLB video as well to get you guys involved so we can start something special. So for point guard, I like going up to Luka Doncic. I keep picking him. His price dropped even more down to $11,600. Kind of played pretty bad last game, and he still almost hit value, 49.5 fantasy points. He needs just over 55. If he's getting outscored by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, we're going to be, in a bad spot because he's cheaper, and he's gotten 60-plus over the last 3 games. So I might do Luka in cash tonight and SGA and GPP, but their prices are slowly starting to get close to each other. I do think Luka's the better play. He's going to be projected more fantasy points every single game. They're at home tonight. They're up 2-1. They really got a ceiling game out of PJ Washington last game, was hitting every shot, every three that he took. So Luka wasn't really as necessary as it usually is for this Mavs team. So I don't expect PJ Washington to shoot lights out. I do expect the Mavs to win this game though and take a commanding 3-1 lead in this series. I think Luka figures it out tonight. One of the better players in the NBA. I do like his price when it's below $12K. Shooting guard, Derek White's price has dropped a lot. Now, he's almost similar price to Drew Holiday. I do like Derek White a little bit more. Drew Holiday is $5,900 and he's point guard only. So I'm going to Derek White at shooting guard. He's projected for over 30 fantasy points. Derek White's been over 7K for a long time now. Hasn't been playing as well as of late, but we do know the type of player that Derek White is. He's the number 3 option on this Celtics team with no Porzingis behind Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and he can really light it up. Had a terrible first half on Saturday. He had like 4 or 5 fantasy points and then, got going in that second half, which is nice to see. It looks like even on a bad game, he's going to get you 25 plus fantasy points, which is, pretty good. It doesn't look like he's ever going to screw you, especially now that his price is $6,300. He has a 50-point ceiling that he showed against Miami on the 29th of April. I like this play. He can play point guard and shooting guard. So that's another edge he has over Drew Holiday because Drew Holiday can only play point guard on FanDuel. I like Derek White at this dropped price tag. We haven't seen it this low in quite some time. Going over to my website for that code. Again, just like this video and subscribe, guys. That's all I ask. FD-GURU.com. This is where you get all the main slate lineups. As you can see here, NBA playoffs, MLB. We have a second PGA major this week in the PGA Championship. I'll have a bunch of stuff for PGA this week as well. Will be fun to pick and follow that throughout this week. This is where you buy all the Guru credits. These credits get you all the content I post on my website. Go to this coupon bar here. Type in the day, Monday, and then the number for the date, 5/13. I think it's the 13th. Yep. Monday, 5/13, all caps. Apply coupon, and you'll get 10 credits put into your balance automatically that you can use on future content that I post on my website. And again, I'll have a MLB code later today as well in my MLB video. We have a bunch of MLB games tonight to get after. Small forward, we're going to stay cheap here. I think Max Strus is fine. He hasn't been great, but again, on these 2-game slates, we got to pick some 4K guys if we want to get to Doncic, Jason Tatum, SGA. He starts and he plays a bunch of minutes. I mean, he's got to run into some stuff. He's used to be, 5,500, 6K during the regular season, and now he hasn't been playing as well, but he's still going to play. In a close game, he's going to play 34-plus minutes. So if he can hit a couple threes, maybe run into a steal. He hasn't ran into a block or steal over the last few games, which is kind of crazy. He usually gets one of the other. But he hasn't been performing, up to his standards. He's still going to chuck. He's just got to hit some shots. He's been missing a lot of open shots. One of the lower prices we've seen on Max Strus. We have the benefit of him being able to play shooting guard and small forward to fit him into lineups. Looks like one of the better value plays. And again, I always say this, on these 2-game slates, we don't necessarily need these guys to hit 5x their value. We need them just to outperform the guys in their range. And, Strus, I think Strus, Dort, and Derek Jones are all decent plays. I wouldn't go to Tim Hardaway or Aaron Wiggins or Okoro or Josh Green. Just in that range, Strus pops out a little bit just because he plays more minutes than anyone. Him and Lou Dort look like pretty similar plays tonight. I'll be getting to both of them one way or the other. Power forward, I mean, we kind of have to. I don't love it, but we got to go back to Al Horford. He's going to play a lot. No Porzingis. He played 38 minutes last game. Had a ton of open shots. Just like Max Strus, they just weren't going down. We can put Al Horford and Max Strus in pretty similar boats. I actually think Al Horford has a better chance of getting fantasy points because he can get rebounds and blocks and whatnot, but he's going to be on the court for a while. They need his defensive presence against Evan Mobley. Obviously, with no Porzingis, Horford's one of the better on-ball defenders as a big man. If you look at the stats this season, he ranks towards the top. So Horford will be out there. If he doesn't want to hit shots, nothing you can really do about that. He's going to get some looks. He missed, 4 or 5 wide open threes last game. If a couple of those go down, at 5,500, he's projected, if you go to Prize Picks, his fantasy score is 25. So he's projected for 25, and that's like what he needs to hit value. So just some underperforming games over the last couple, but we know he's going to start. We know he's going to be out there, doing all he can to get his team a W. The fact that he went all the way up to 38 minutes last game is a really, really nice sign because they didn't even go to overtime. So expect Horford to play heavy minutes again tonight. And looks like one of the better plays. I'm going to keep going to him with no Porzingis and his price below 6K. Then for center, it's kind of weird. I mean, Mobley you could go to. He's a little risky in my opinion. Chet Holmgren's definitely risky. Jared Allen, who knows? Who knows if he's playing tonight? Probably not. PJ Washington's too expensive now. Daniel Gafford's too expensive now. So I've seen some people, over the last couple of slates. Jalen Williams has been a punt play for people. Plays 12 to 16 minutes, and if you can get double-digit fantasy points, it might be all you need on a 2-game slate. So you could look at Jalen Williams. I like Derek Lively. Obviously, Daniel Gafford starts and plays, he's going to be projected to play more minutes, but Lively played 27 minutes last game, played 20 minutes the game before. Gafford had a huge game on May 7th in this game, so Lively only played 13. As long as Gafford doesn't come out of the gates looking like, Shaquille O'Neal, Derek Lively's going to come off the bench and play a good amount. And if Gafford's not playing well, Lively could end up playing more than him like we saw last game. 27 minutes for Lively. Gafford only played 19. It's just such a better play because, yes, Gafford has the edge, but it's pretty close to a flip of a coin of who's going to play more. And Lively is now $2,100 cheaper than Gafford on FanDuel. So I am willing to, bite the bullet on him playing 2 to 4, maybe 2 to 6 less minutes than Gafford. If he's going to be over $2,000 cheaper, looks like a pretty good salary saver. He has had a couple of bad games in the middle here. But he's averaging over 20 fantasy points throughout the playoffs here, so I don't mind it. That's all he needs. If he gets even like 17, 18, it's not going to kill you on a 2-game slate. I like his chances of getting, high teens into the low 20s. Whether it's minutes or fantasy points, he seems to be about a fantasy point per minute kind of guy. Looks like the better value play now that Gafford is up over 6K. That'll do it for this video, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Get that Guru credit code in. Let's have a nice Monday, all sports. And check out my MLB video later on. Give this video a like, subscribe. Thanks for stopping by. Let's get after it here tonight. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.